Hey everyone, Princess Full Moon Fall here. Today we are talking about Portlock, Alaska. Alaska is hard enough to live in without a monster hunting you down. The town was officially established in the early 1900s and was named after a man who sailed there in 1786. He just passed through saying he liked the area. The reason the town took off around this time was because a cannery was built. I looked far and wide to get a number of people who died. Some say about 30, some saw more than 30, but it's like they don't know or they just didn't keep track, because the way they make it sound people were dying left and right. Some article don't even have a number, so I don't know how many people died. Shortly after the town was established, scary stories started making the rounds. By 1905, all the Native Americans left the cannery because of the monster in the woods, but they returned the next year. In 1921, Portlock's population had grown in size to where a post office opened up. The next two stories seem to be the only two documented. A year later, in 1920, Albert Petka scared off the monster with his dogs while getting hit with a fatal blow in his chest. He survived for a few days after, telling people what happened. The murders started in 1931, even though Albert supposedly died to the monster 10 years prior. This is considered the first murder of the killing spree. Andrew Carmack was a logger doing his job. He was stuck over the head with a piece of logging equipment that was believed no man could pick it up by himself. The thing is, he was found 10 feet away from the equipment, so they know he didn't slip and fall. The rest of the stories are from the residents and don't really have a day or year that they happened. A good many people started to see the spirit of a woman dressed in a black dress, her face white as snow, and she would scream. She would appear on the cliff above the town, and when people would come to see who was screaming, she would disappear into the cliffs. Kids were also told not to go outside during the foggy days, because the creature would roam through town limits. People who were just going about their daily routine started disappearing, some never to be seen, while the rest were scattered through the town or put into the river being mutilated when they were found. Tom Lawson was a sawmill owner who was cutting wood for fish trap, said he saw the Nantinak standing on the beach. He ran to his house to get his gun, and it looked at him, and he decided not to shoot, for some unknown reason. A bunch of hunters were hunting a moose when they came across 18-inch human-like footprints. The footprints looked like the thing that fought their moose. The now bloody footprint headed toward the mountain. They didn't follow it because the tree around the footprints were broken, and there was no sign of the moose other than the blood. In the 1940s, a hunter went on an expedition but never returned. They sent a search party out only to find his body in a creek, which was torn apart in random ways not consistent with a bear attack. In 1950, everyone in town was officially gone, and this is the year the post office closed down. 1968, a goat hunter claimed to have been chased by something in the area while hunting. In 1973, 3 hunters took shelter during a 3-day storm. They said each night something walked around their tent. The thing that walked around their tent sounded like it was on 2 feet. They claimed there was another story that happened in the 70s was fishermen instead of hunters, but the hunter story actually had a year, which made me think it was more likely to happen. In 1990, a paramedic got called out to a jail where a 70-year-old Native American was having a heart attack. While treating the man, he causally mentioned he hunted in the Port Chatham area. The man shot up, grabbing the paramedic, asking, "Did it bother you? Did you see it?" The man didn't clarify. In 2009, Melania Helen Kell, who was born in Portlock in 1934, was interviewed. She said that the entire village was scared, not wanting to go into the woods. After a while, she saw people, including her own family, leave their homes, schools, and lives behind, moving to one of the 2 closest towns. People abandoned the town because the new highway wasn't anywhere near Portlock. The Alutiiq people told stories of a Nantinak, a bigfoot creature with supernatural powers that attacked the town, causing them to leave. If you got to Portlock today, weird lights fill the night sky, defying any explanations. The lights range from orbs to streaks. They are unsure of what the lights are, but some theories are a natural phenomena like bioluminescence, ball lightning, and etc. Others think it has something to do with aliens, but no one truly knows. In the mines, you can hear ghosts speaking or the sounds of pickaxes hitting stone. Throughout the town, you can see spirits walking around, heard people talking, but you also have the feeling of being watched. Some people think that the isolation along with the stories put people on edge. To be honest, I hate to say this, but I just want to show the story. I have researched a lot for this channel, and no story has so many holes. They can't decide on how many people actually died, but claim it's a lot or it's only 30. They only have 2 who actually are documented, Albert and Andrew. To be honest, it sounds like mass hysteria spread through the town because after 20 years of killing, there is hardly any info. For the stories I found, I felt like I had to get water out of stone. On top of that, if this creature is supposedly this active and is a Bigfoot-type creature, why don't people go out there to get proof, especially if they're like Bigfoot is real? They made a show, but from what I have seen it was just a money grab like any other show. I'm sorry, I did try my best with the video, but there was just a lack of info, and I'm not about to lie to you, good people. I hope you all enjoyed the story. Have a good one. See you all later.